Hey everybody, Levi Clay here, and I'm back again to do another product review. Now let's throw the disclosure right up the front for this one. I was not paid in any way to make this video, though I was sent this unit for free, so factor that into what you take from what I'm saying. But of course you guys know me, if there's something I don't like about this, I will not sugarcoat it, but we'll come on to that. So what is this? This is the AxeCam mount, and it's made by The Home Musician at thehomemusician.com, so you can check it out there. Now it's a 3D printed camera mount which you can put on your guitar, as you saw in the intro, and allow you to film your picking hand, and you can also do more, film your fretting hand and put multiple cameras on it. So a nice idea, and in my opinion comes from that idea that Troy Grady had with the magnet, where he had a camera mount to film people's picking hands. Now Troy did attempt to kickstart that camera mount, and unfortunately it didn't reach its goal, and he just sort of let that one die. So while I do think that was a shame, I do also think that it's great that somebody else has come in with their own design to help you achieve that same thing. So yeah, it's, as I say, a 3D printed camera mount. Now I've never held or experienced anything 3D printed. I don't know anything about 3D printing until I got this. As soon as I did get it, I looked at it and went, "Ah, okay, I understand. I see how this 3D printing thing works." Now I don't have any technical issues with it, but yeah, you can tell it's not, cast or something like that. I'm sure that won't factor into your opinions on it. But in essence, it is. Let's take that Velcro strap off. We'll come to that. In essence, there are two main pieces. Piece on the right, piece on the left, and this piece will slide in and out, and we can control that with these knobs on the side. Now the more you unscrew these, the further away this piece is going to get. Slot your phone in and then tighten to hold your phone in place. So if I have to jump in and immediately give comments on this as a design, my phone is not a cheap piece of equipment. It's an iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus, I don't know. It's an expensive device, and of course there are many other expensive phones on the market. So in order to use this product, you are expected to clamp in a very expensive piece of equipment. Now, there is nothing really to stop your phone from slipping out this way when using it, other than the clamping force of the device. So this means that you're going to need to make sure that it is secure with these clamps. You need to really clamp down on that phone. Now that may make some people feel a little bit uncomfortable, because you might have to squeeze that a little bit more than you feel is safe for the phone. I haven't experienced any problems, though giving feedback to the Home Musician, I have said that these red plates here, I do feel that they could be a different material. I do feel that they could be perhaps rubber, which I feel would grip the phone a little bit better and remove any fear of it scratching my screen in any way, shape or form. Now I'm sure it probably won't scratch my screen in any way, shape or form, but again, when you're clamping an extremely expensive product into it, you really want that every possible little thing covered. But like I say, I've not actually had any problems. When I first used it, my phone did actually fall out of the side of it, and I'm sure I've got a video clip of that somewhere, and that's because I hadn't tightened it as much as I probably should have. But as I've used the unit, I've got confident that you can actually really clamp down with it and it's not actually causing any damage to the phone. So that's that part of the device. There's also a clamp here on which you could mount a GoPro. Now I do have a GoPro, but I don't actually have the mount that I could attach with it, and I'm actually probably one of the only people in the world that has a GoPro and just goes, yeah. I think they're great pieces of kit, really cool pieces of kit, but for my setup and the way I do things, I just don't find them hugely necessary. So if you do want to put one on here, though, you could use that to film your fretting hand, and you'll have a slightly higher angle. This is controlled via a screw here, and that will move that GoPro from left to right. So yeah, nice. You can essentially mount two cameras on your guitar. with this. Now, the final part of the design involves clamping it to the neck. How does that work and how effective is it? Now, as you can see, we have red clamps, so it's the same material that we have to clamp your phone. These were of slightly more concern to me for the same reason as my phone, but probably more so. And that would be because when we clamp to our phone is made of metal, our phone is made of glass. Our phone is probably going to be very hard to damage. A guitar, on the other hand, tends to be made of wood. So there was more concern that this could damage the guitar in some way, shape or form. Again, it hasn't happened to me yet. I've caused no damage to any of my guitars that I have put this on, but it doesn't stop it being a niggling fear in the back of your mind, right? Interestingly, it's worth pointing out the design actually has the clamps closer together at this point than they are up at this point, and that is designed so you have this part up the thicker end of the neck. So it's angled in a way that will help achieve grip as you go down the neck. That's actually important because initially I put it on the wrong way round and I was having gripping problems because it didn't come with any instructions. And when I reached out to them, they were extremely helpful in helping me get it working the way it should be. But yeah, that's, like I say, an interesting design worth pointing out. So again, with these, I look at them and I think to myself, well, I would prefer if they were rubber. To me, it would be a better design if they were rubber, but they do the job. Now, up until just recently, I'd only really clamped these on some of my Telecasters. Now, my Telecasters, in my mind, are all cheap guitars. They're beaters. You know, it's a Mexican Tele, and this one up here, the Paisley Tele, that's a parts caster, and I don't care if these guitars get battered up. Therefore, no real thought has gone into clamping these on. Am I as comfortable throwing this onto, say, a £5,000 Mayonnaise? I'm confident, but I can also appreciate that when I first got the product, I wasn't nearly as confident. So that is worth pointing out. Now, as with the screws that we had here to adjust the phone clamp, there is a screw on the top that will pull the side of the unit out. So you can widen it out as far as you need it, place it on the neck, bring it down, clamp it in. Now, I'm going to insert some video now so you can see me actually doing that on one of my guitars. It's not that difficult a procedure, as you can see. The only thing that is worth noting is the Velcro strap. So as I put that on the guitar, you'll notice I put the Velcro strap in place on the unit. And it's very important that you pull that extremely tightly around the bottom of the neck. We need that to go around the bottom of the neck because this is a further part of the gripping design. It holds the unit in place on the neck and it stops the unit from stretching out on the sides. But once that is on, it's pretty damn sturdy. It doesn't fall off. It does the job. And yeah, it's like I say, one of those things. There's the concern of it damaging the guitar. There's the concern of it damaging your phone. But when used correctly, you're not going to run into any problems like that. So in essence, that's the unit. So what do I think of it? Well, I think it's great. I genuinely do think it's really great. I have drawbacks, as I say. I feel that these could be rubber. The same with the phone grips. The other major drawback that I have with this product, unfortunately, is the price. Okay, so it's $200. That's a lot of money. That really is a lot of money. Now, it doesn't mean that I wouldn't recommend it. I absolutely would recommend it, but it's recommended for a certain type of person. So I am an educator here on YouTube. Something like this makes a lot of sense. In fact, you can damn guarantee that this is going to feature in a lot of my videos because it allows me and helps me to film educational content much more effectively. So I'm going to be doing a course on hybrid picking. I'm going to be doing a course on some of the Jerry Reed stuff because I'll be able to get this on my nylon string and really film my hand. You'll be able to see what's going on. I will be using this for some of the strict alternate picking and the swing picking concepts that I've talked about. It's invaluable to me for that. So if you're an educator, if you're a YouTuber, great piece of kit. If you are a teacher outside of YouTube and you have students, in private, still a reasonably useful concept because you can film stuff for students and send it to them, right? And that's great. If you don't do any of those things, there's still the added benefit of being able to analyze your technique. Now, the whole point of the Troy Grady, the cracking the code stuff, was to help you to be able to understand your technique and isolate issues. What you need in order to do that is to be able to get great content of your picking hand being filmed. This will do that. So it really is a case of how much value do you feel you're going to be able to get out of the product. Can you get $200 worth of value out of the product? It's a tough one. It genuinely is a tough one. And I have to factor in the fact that I didn't pay for this. So it really is a tough one. Would I spend $200 on it? Probably, but again, it's because I have a Patreon page that supports this channel, so I can spend money on things to improve the channel. It's definitely not a cheap thing to purchase, and I don't feel that that's down to greed. I have spoke to the people over at the Home Musician. I don't think that it's a huge markup thing. I think this is just quite a complicated piece of kit for them to make. 3D printing evidently isn't the cheapest and easiest thing to do, and I guess they're making a limited quantity of them. So if this became a more popular product and was reaching more people, I would like to think that that price would come down a little bit. But yeah, so there we have it, the AxeCam mount. Killer piece of kit if you are looking to improve the quality of your videos and your ability to learn. If you're not an educator, if you're not interested in improving your technique in any way, shape or form, this probably isn't for you. But if you take your career extremely seriously, then this might be something that you should take a look at. So there we have it, the AxeCam mount. There we have it, guys, the AxeCam mount by the Home Musician. Head on over to the Home Musician and check it out. What do you think? Is it something that is of interest to you? Is there any aspect of this that you wish you could change? I should point out mine is black and red, but you can order this in many colours. Ultimately, I don't think the colour of the unit matters all that much, but you know, maybe you hate black and red and you want something like, I don't know, orange and green. That one is totally down to you. Is this of interest to you? Let me know in that comment section below. Lastly, I just want to say a huge thank you to these people over here. These are some of my supporters over on patreon.com, and if I wasn't sent this unit for free, I would use the support of people like this to buy a product like this so I could review it and tell you what I think about it and not have to worry about, oh, am I going to get paid my advertising money? I don't give a shit about the advertising money. This channel has always been about integrity and being honest with you guys and giving you my honest opinions. This isn't a perfect unit. It's impressive, and I think that you know, as it develops, I think it could become something really special. So thank you very much, guys, for allowing me to keep doing what I do and to keep my integrity intact. Yeah, so if you would like to check me out on Patreon, you can do so by clicking this button up here. You can subscribe by clicking this button down here, and you will see 2 more of my videos here and here. None of them will feature the AxeCam mount at this point, but who knows, in the future, maybe I'll come back and put those in. But yeah, the AxeCam mount, check it out, guys. Laters.